And welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. What's with the eyebrows?
Well, I have them. At least I have them.
I'm plenty loaded with eyebrows.
Good.
You said you put coconut on your pizza?
Who doesn't?
Everybody.
Along with the asparagus and the sauerkraut.
And the sauerkraut, I could believe, because that's always good. But coconut, really? It's like having a Mounds bar.
Bologna and whipped cream.
Did you put chocolate?
No.
Oh, you have limits. So you draw a line.
That's for the dessert pizza.
It's good to know. And they do have dessert pizzas. We're not even talking about pizzas. We're talking about...
Anyway, this is Double Talk right here on Channel 98.
Yes, and we're celebrating our producer's anniversary to his... What is that? His wife? Really?
I guess that'd be his wife.
Is it
his anniversary? 16th anniversary.
Yes.
Congratulations, Dawn and Chris.
Yes. Happy anniversary. Ooh, champagne.
Well, the fact that she managed to stay with him all these years is a milestone in itself.
Well, she did manage to stay with him, but look how frazzled she made his hair.
Well,
her hair.
Look, he doesn't have any. He's bald.
He doesn't have any hair, but she's all frazzled.
Yes.
But it looks good there.
She's a natural blonde.
Yes. And so is he.
The curtains
but he
match the
dyes
drapes.
his hair. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know him that well.
And yeah, so congratulations to them.
At least one show on this station is celebrating this momentous event, as well as his 7 or 20 kids.
Let's hope they have 16 more.
Yes, because they're doing well. Their kids are fairly nice, except the odd few. But you know,
except that one punk, and we
all
know
that
who
one. Yeah, you know, he's always fine. So happy anniversary to those guys, and on with the show.
Now, you know, there's another anniversary, so to speak.
It's not an anniversary
Because this week Walmart opened. So a year from now, they'll be having their first anniversary this week, next year.
You know, once again, your vision is far-reaching. You can see into the future. Then.
Are you calling me a visionary?
Yes, you can see into the future.
I can.
Like that.
I'm prescient that way.
You're just prescient.
Now, actually,
not precious, just present.
And I went to Walmart the second day they were open this week. I went there on Thursday.
That's because you have low morals?
To see Walmart.
You have low morals?
Not because I like Walmart. Everybody knows I hate Walmart. And everything it stands for. But for the basis of the TV show and research, I went.
Right, because you've never walked into a Walmart before, right?
Oh, I have, unfortunately. And that's how I know I don't like Walmart.
Because, what, the lighting is bad?
Well, besides that.
Because the prices are good?
Well, you know, Walmart moves in.
Because the people are a little scary?
Walmart moves into an area that hire a bunch of people at minimum wage, part-time, no benefits.
Well, those people could go out and become small business people. Oh, wait a second. When Walmart comes in, it puts the small business people out of business because it takes away all the things that they need in the retail world.
They provide the same things that the small business person provides, the mom and pop shops, but they at a lower price because they have the buying power that the small stores don't have.
So they take the people out of their middle class existence, give them minimum wage, cut their hours because now they only hire people that are working part-time, so they don't have to pay them any medical insurance.
No benefits.
They have to go out and get government stuff, which is why we need Obamacare, because of companies who have found the answer to not providing medical care. That takes a big cut out of your budget if you're a company.
Absolutely. So, right. And so the mom and pop store that say used to sell home and garden supplies, well, Walmart moves into that area, and because customers are only looking for price. They don't care about service because they don't get that at Walmart. They're only looking for price. So they come here, they buy the goods from Walmart that the local store used to provide. That store goes out of business. And frequently, Walmart has been known to move into a community, open up a supercenter. 5 years later, they close the supercenter and move down the road 8 miles and build another one. Meanwhile, they've left a swath of destruction of all the businesses they put out of business. They move on, and the town is there's nothing left.
You know, our first Walmart, as you recall, on one side of Lowman, moved to the other side of Lowman.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Didn't create a swath of destruction. It left, you know, in a way, opportunity
they stayed there.
For the Hobby Lobby and for, what else is in there? Hastings.
Hastings. Well, in this case, they didn't cause mass destruction like they have been known to do.
Well, they did cause mass destruction because, in fact, because of Walmart, Smith's went out of business, Raley's went out of business, almost every supermarket in Las Cruces went out of business. Lots of little hardware stores crumbled. Little appliance stores crumbled.
But you have other stores now opening up around Walmart. Walgreens is building a store right next door to Walmart. It's under construction right now.
Oh my God.
And there will be other stores opening up in nearby plazas.
Walgreens could be like Walmart. I mean, they are taking over the country.
God.
And you know where they're making their money? Government money from everybody's Medicare paying bills.
Well, they have
all
a pharmacy
the prescriptions
too.
are from Medicare, but the money comes in. The people who get the Medicare don't care how much it costs.
Right. Well,
because,
Walmart gets that too.
They get it too, but Walgreens is a lot more convenient because you don't have to walk 80,000 miles
exactly.
to get there. And you talk about Walmart bringing in a third store is going to make the other stores less crowded. The
other Walmarts, you mean?
Yeah, the other Walmarts are very crowded now because they don't pay enough people to be cash register people. There's not enough cash registers open when you're there.
Right.
They could just speed you through. Something in support of the people who work at Walmart, they do try to be nice. They're almost like some sort of creature from the future where they're taught to be very polite, even though their boss is busting their ass.
Well,
they act sweet. They're friendly.
As well they should.
Why? I mean, it's nice because there you have the little bit of small business person coming in there. And in fact, having bought something at Walmart, I filled out one of those forms to see if I could be, honest to them.
You mean a customer survey report?
Yes, and many of the things about their employees were very nice. Did somebody, help me? Yes, they helped me. They tried to be nice. The cashier was nice.
Okay, that's nice.
And they're all working on, probably because they're on meth.
On meth?
Yeah. I guess that's the only way you could make ends meet, right?
They can't afford to be on meth, Michael. They make $7.50 an hour with no medical benefits, no retirement benefits, and they only work part-time.
That's true. So $7.50 times 20, that's a fortune.
Yeah.
You can make like $140, $160 a week. How much is meth?
I don't know.
$160
Depends on how much you buy.
I guess you have to buy enough and then start your own small business, distributing it.
So anyway,
yes.
I mentioned Walmart because it's a significant event in the history of Las Cruces because now we have 3 of them. This one will more benefit the east side of town.
Which means a lot of businesses don't have to, small business people don't even have to bother to start up their small businesses to be destroyed by Walmart. It saves a lot of heartache and stuff.
Does.
Meanwhile, I have here one of the latest prices of Walmart stock. It's $75. It's coming down from May, where it hit a peak of close to 80. Walmart, of course, the enterprise value of Walmart is $300 billion, and its market capitalization is $245, which means $245 billion worth of stock is out there. If you want to take a little bit advantage of Walmart, you could invest all your money that you have.
All of it.
Instead of putting it in your bank, where you get, how much percent do you get at the bank? 0.01. You're lucky to get 1%. 0.01. Walmart stock is making 2.5% at this rate. So what happens is the people who can really afford to go out there and buy stock, they're not doing bad. I mean, you can make more on energy stocks. Walmart never goes bad.
In the late 80s, when Ronald Reagan was president, you could get 14% on a CD account.
Right, but we had 16% inflation. So there, it's all negated. You could do that, but you had to just to stay even. Anyway, that's not the only thing that's high around here. The temperature has been kind of high. Did you notice that?
Yes, I've noticed it. I touched my car and burned myself at 5 o'clock the other day.
You shouldn't touch your car.
Well, now I know.
It's you burnt yourself.
I touched it. It was so hot I burned myself.
Oh, with your hand? I thought maybe you backed up on it bare ass.
Well.
And just got a little branding thing there. So what are we supposed to do? Stay inside a cool TV studio?
I recommend that. Go to the movies.
It's always good to go to the movies.
Spend the afternoon riding on Allen Theater's air conditioning, not your own.
And
go to the movies. I recommend that. Or go to the mall and do that during the afternoon. Also, do not leave your pets in the car at all. Don't leave your dog or your cat in the car unless you leave the motor running
And the air
conditioner on.
But you shouldn't do that because then somebody could jump in and steal your
car.
No,
you can lock it with your remote device.
That means you just have to separate your remote device from your key. Yeah.
You don't need a key. You lock it with your remote device.
Sometimes your key is your remote device.
Well, if you have the technology, as many people do.
I have the technology, and my key is my device. It's right in the key.
Very good. Then you can leave your pets with a motor running and the air conditioner on.
Or you don't take your pets with you.
That's the other option. Leave your pets at home with the air conditioner on.
Kids are left in cars as well. People run out and think they could pick up a quick something.
And they come back and the child is dead from heat prostration.
Or
so
thirsty.
don't leave your kids or your pets in the car.
Even if you give them an ice cream cone to start out with.
And if you leave them at home, leave the air conditioner on.
With a babysitter.
Pets have fur coats on. They feel the heat much worse than we do.
I never saw you in a fur coat.
That's right. I don't wear fur.
Pet. So also, old people have to watch out. By old, I mean anybody over 21.
Yes. And there's some communities where they give out free fans during the summertime, like in Houston.
And New York.
Free fans for the elderly who don't have air conditioning, perhaps.
And then you have the wind blowing in your house that's 100 degrees and you get cooled off.
Well, it's
better than nothing.
In some places, it's so humid that regular air conditioning doesn't work. You need a fan. You need refrigerated air.
Definitely. Like what you call regular air conditioning is swamp cooling.
Swamp coolers, that's what we need. That's, that's all we need, really.
After about 102 degrees, swamp coolers are worthless.
Not necessarily.
Well, they
you know what I do on a daily basis? I take
Stay in the bathtub.
I hose down the roof.
You hose down the roof?
I hose down the roof several times during the late afternoon. That brings down the temperature quite a bit, and it makes a marked difference in the house.
Not only are you prescient, but you're inventive, too.
It makes a big difference.
So
it really
when you're
does.
standing out there in 100-degree weather with your hose, how does
that
feel?
Then I run back into the cool house.
And then, of course, the water evaporates. You have to go out and how often do you have to hose
but
your roof
I do
down?
it for the others in the house. It's a...
You mean the cat? And the roommate?
The people.
Yes.
Whoever might be there.
The Jehovah's Witnesses group
knocking on the door.
Have there.
Those
guys are good.
Sex addicts that come by.
Sex addicts that come for their fix.
For their fix?
They need their sex fix.
I'll fix them.
To your house.
I'm happy to fix them.
Well, we're going to run his address right down there. What time do they supposed to show up? At 10 o'clock in the morning? Sort of as you're waking up, after you've had your coffee, when you're able to.
For sex addicts, there is
any time of the day or night.
That's right.
Anyway, because of sex addicts, we end up having things like Father's Day.
Well, that's true, because without
fathers,
children, there would be no fathers.
What?
Without children, there would be no fathers.
I think it works the other way around.
Either way.
Either way. One makes the other.
We'll go either way.
Yeah.
Anyway, Father's Day is tomorrow.
Gave birth to me.
And frankly, I think there's a great disparity between Father's Day and Mother's Day.
There is.
Mother's Day is ruled by the mothers. Father's Day just gets a little tiny mention.
But look at the entire culture. The entire culture is much more sympathetic towards mothers than fathers. Fathers are usually abusive, and
fathers had to do all the work of spawning the child in the first place.
Oh, right. They had their 9 seconds while the mother had the 9 months.
9 seconds? Well, in your case.
Well, it only takes whatever.
But
I have a stopwatch, so I can,
You go to a restaurant on Mother's Day, and there's, they're lined up at the door. You go to a restaurant on Father's Day, you can get a seat.
Because you're treating the mother. You want to treat the mother.
Why don't you treat the father?
But the father has always been the one that's trying to treat the kids and the mother.
Yeah, well, show some respect to the fathers for a change. Come on,
fathers.
Fathers
Always get ties.
Father's Day.
Look at what ties are.
Ties
are symbols of being slaves.
What a lame gift that is.
You're being a slave to commercialism. Because that means you're going to work with your time.
That's why I'm not a father.
So we better break here and take a little fight about fathers, and we'll come back in a few moments and continue our angry discussion because, it's double talk.
All right. Okay, I'm against Father's Day. You're for it or against it?
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Do you want to know the news? The Lost Cruises channel is now on 7 days a week, so keep it right here.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Mother.
And we're back. We're talking about Father's Day right here on
and
Double
you're a
Talk.
real mother. Yes.
And yeah, and you're a father.
Father, whatever. So you don't like Father's Day, so we should get rid of it, or
No.
what?
No, I don't want to get rid of it. I want Father's Day to be just as noteworthy as Mother's Day. I want Father's Day to be new and improved.
Fathers like to control things, right? So you control your wife. You take her out to dinner. So you're the one. You say, "Oh, I'll pick a dinner, a restaurant." You're still controlling your wife because you're saying you can go out there. Fathers being controlling. They like to do barbecues, don't they? Because then they can control the...
They can have a barbecue anytime they want to. They don't have to do it on Father's Day.
What
I think
do they do on
the
Father's
wife,
Day? What
the
do they
wife
do on
or the
Father's
kids
Day?
should take the father out, just like they take the mothers out on Mother's Day. Except Mother's Day is such a zoo on Mother's Day in restaurants. You can't even get in. We would take our Mother's Day, our mother out the day before Mother's Day. All the restaurants are fully stocked for Mother's Day, but it's not a crowded zoo. And we got the great service. We got all the food we wanted, and it was a nice evening out.
And you just throw your mother off. Totally.
But Father's Day, you don't have to do that.
It's Mother's Day. You just have Alzheimer's. You just don't remember.
No, and Mother appreciated it. Believe me.
Not being in the crowds.
Not having to go out on Mother's Day. So why can't Father's Day be just as horrendous as Mother's Day?
Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
Well, you know what? Go to a bar on Father's Day. They'll all be crowded. I have no idea. Fathers are such a movable feast. You don't know what they want. I mean, really, my kid doesn't know what to buy me.
Well, you never know.
And I don't
you never know what to get the dad
either.
You know, what do you get the dad that has everything? Penicillin?
What type of perfume do you use? Sure, penicillin. Get rid of the syphilis.
Whatever. If he's got everything.
Yeah. What do you want for Father's Day?
Not a darn thing.
How about some cologne? Calvin Klein 1.
Here's what I don't want on Father's Day. A weird phone call from some kid I never heard of.
I'll remember. What day is your Father's Day? Tomorrow.
What?
You have the same Father's Day as everybody else, so now I'll know. I'll give you a call tomorrow. Asking for money. Telling you about our DNA test.
So, unfortunately, though, there are some mothers and fathers and children who maybe are having a tough time right now and have to rely upon a food bank to get food because, maybe they can't afford to buy all the food they need. So by a food bank, you mean when they did have food, they went and put this food in a place, and now they're withdrawing it? No, what do you mean? It's not like a blood bank, Michael.
You don't get your blood back.
This is a place where excess food that grocery stores give away, or the people donate more than they have, so that the poor and the needy may have food that they wouldn't otherwise have.
Why are you bringing this up now?
And so, there's food banks out there.
Yes.
People should be made aware of them. Although, there was a food bank recently at Lynn Middle School in which food was being made available. People who needed food could come to Lynn Middle School and collect the food they needed. Yet, they were asking for volunteers to come to Lynn Middle School to help unload the food from the trucks and to help load it into the vehicles of the people who needed it.
So what are you saying?
Why couldn't the people who are getting the food come and do that themselves? Why couldn't they volunteer since they're the recipients of the free food? Why do others need to come in and do that for them?
Well, I would imagine for the same reason that when you have a soup kitchen, you have volunteers working it. Because apparently the people who are getting the food, either don't want to or don't have the ability to.
No, they don't want to.
Or maybe they don't.
They figure, why should I? They're giving us free food. Why should I lift a finger?
Well, they're going to have to lift a finger to get that stuff into their car, won't they?
No, not if there's volunteers there to do it for them.
Maybe they need somebody to control the activities going on, like where you should,
the people who are the recipients of the free food should come in and lend a hand. What do they want? People to show up at their house to help unload it for them too into their house?
Oh, could I just give them my address?
You know, when Habitat for Humanity builds a house for a person, they don't just sit back and let the house be built for them. No, they have to contribute sweat equity to help get the house be made.
So you're saying sweat equity, so that people who, now you're assuming that the people who are picking up the food are unemployed.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not implying that at all.
So maybe they're otherwise
if they can
employed,
if they can show up to get the food, they can show up to help get the food.
You know, maybe it's like a cab driver, and he drives by. He says, "I have about a minute to pick up my food."
Oh, that's one case. What about all the others?
Because there's only one cab driver in Las Cruces, right?
And
or none. So you like the idea of food banks because it gives food to people who need it.
Yes.
But the people who need it, you're saying, need to help get it themselves. Not
absolutely.
Let people work for them.
Out of just a moral ethic to do something for the food that they're receiving based on the generosity of others.
Well, next time we go to the food bank. So is this Lynn Middle School food bank always going on?
No, it was kind of a one-shot deal last week. I just noticed in the paper they were looking for volunteers to help load the food, to help give the food to the people who were getting the free food, and it just struck me as kind of strange.
Is it like the Peregrinos? Los Peregrinos, what companies? There's food banks, a number of food banks.
Yes.
In Las Cruces.
Yeah, El Caldito.
El Caldito is the one that's a soup kitchen.
There's a soup kitchen, and also Sam's Club and other stores donate free food on a daily basis to these places.
As well as the churches. I know that my particular church, which isn't a church at all, donates food.
Yes.
But only a couple times a year. So,
and actually
all through the year, different months.
And the post office runs food. You leave some food items out, and the postman will pick it up, and it gets to the proper
distributor
for these things.
Well,
so there is a food bank. Support the food bank. If you can donate food items to the food bank, that's fine.
Or go volunteer to help work there. Apparently, they need somebody to work. You didn't show up?
Because the recipients are apparently too lazy to do it on their own.
Did you show up? Did you say you showed up at Lynn?
No, I didn't show up. I didn't need any free food.
No, I mean to help.
No.
To volunteer.
Why would I help?
Why would you help somebody else? Why would you be altruistic?
No, why would I do the job that the people getting the food should be doing?
Well, obviously, they wouldn't ask for help if they didn't need help.
No, I was too angry to do it.
Or are you the one to decide whether somebody needs help? Oh, that guy there is fallen over and he needs somebody to do his own CPR. Well, let him do it himself. I don't see why anybody can't just put their hands on their own chest and start.
Yeah, except that's not the point at all.
It's not?
No, CPR, self-CPR is not the point at all. We're talking about food.
People should learn that, self-CPR. Save a lot of time.
I used to teach CPR to firefighters and police officers.
Yeah.
And now they know how to do it.
Was that when they were still doing the kissing stuff?
No.
Did they always do the kissing stuff in the old days?
Kissing?
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe
You mean mouth-to-mouth resuscitation?
Yeah, mouth-to-mouth stuff.
Oh, well, yes, but now that's not the same thing as CPR.
It's changed.
And
what with sexual nuances. Anyway, we better keep going here.
For some reason, we should.
We just dawdle.
Recently this week there was a local, not local, but
national
hero who kind of blew the whistle on the National Security Agency, telling everybody how they're spying on us through our emails and our telephone calls, and he's had to take it on the lam for fear that the government would come down hard on him.
Which they will.
Well, I'm sure they will. But
he just left Tonka.
He's not telling anything that much different from a book I read written by Richard Bamford about the NSA. Where it said that they're doing the very same thing that he said, yet I don't understand why he is in trouble and Richard Bamford is not.
He must have had facts. The odd thing is, we're worried about people spying on us. If you have nothing that you're hiding, why should you worry? I mean, they can't look into your deepest mind to know all your evil thoughts, which I know you think is what they're doing. Everybody's got evil thoughts, but you can't be arrested for all those things.
No, but it's unconstitutional for the government to pry into our private affairs. It's none of their business.
Why?
What emails we're sending, what phone calls we're making.
They're apparently...
I don't want the government to know any of these things.
From you, but if you were a terrorist,
yeah, but I'm not.
People, well, how do they know that unless they're following you? That's a catch-25 at that point.
That's your
Not
reasoning?
22. Yes,
because they don't know that we're all not terrorists. They're allowed to invade our privacy.
They're looking for suspicious elements.
Then that's where they need to look.
If you're looking for people who call, do you ever call out of state?
Yeah, I call El Paso once.
I don't trust you. Oh, there's a lot of elements of immorality there in El Paso, and well, they should be looking at him. So put his phone number down so you make sure you get it. So what do you think they're finding? They in fact said they're not actually listening to the phone calls, they're just looking at their duration and who they're calling.
No, trigger words come up. And in fact, I once did an experiment.
Person of interest.
I was once talking about this book by Richard Bamford about the NSA to somebody, and I said the word NSA, and I heard my phone click. About 2 seconds later. Yeah, I did. That's one of the trigger words.
They don't, oh yeah, they just decided to start to record you after you said it. Did it say after you said it, NSA? How do you know you don't mean the National Science Association
they don't.
or Natural Scholastic
They don't know.
Academy.
It's a trigger word. They start listening.
Well,
or recording anyway.
I think
to listen later.
Next week we'll know more because unless they've caught him by this week, we'll get caught him next week.
Oh, I don't know. He's a hero. I don't think he should be caught or anything.
We have to keep going down the river here.
Yes, and this weekend today is the Raft to Rio. Actually, if you've seen this now, you're too late to get there for the beginning of it, but you can get there for the finish of it.
When it counts.
Yes, so the race begins at the Picacho Bridge on at the Rio Grande River.
Oh, and there's a river here?
And it ends at the next bridge down in Mesilla, the Mesilla Bridge. And there's prizes that will be given
Different
out.
things, like to the one least likely to succeed.
Right, and the first place winner,
we can make that one, the
best
most
crew,
ecological,
all that stuff.
best mascot.
It's great. And there's food and drink at the finish line. That's a lot of fun.
And you'll be able to see what the river looks like.
And they've been doing it for years now. Here's Terra Nova.
That's the play you're in?
The play I am in.
You had a great review in the Bulletin.
And thank you.
I look forward to seeing it tonight.
Tonight and tomorrow night, or the last tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. Are the last shows.
Same guy who wrote Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, Ted Telly.
What else is happening? Coming up?
Well, Hotel
Maison de Mesilla.
Maison de Mesilla. You know, the TV show, Gordon Ramsay's TV show, is going to be there next week. The 17th to the 21st. To try to save the restaurant.
They need to be saved.
I hope he can save them.
And that's it for our show.
Oh, Nuns on the Bus are going to be here too, you know.
They were here.
They were here?
Yes.
Well, maybe they'll come back.
They talked to Steve Pierce.
They're all about immigration reform, and I hope they're going
to be good.
Successful.
And hopefully we're going to be successful. And
are we out of time, Chris?
Send money. We are out of time. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk.